Welcome to St. Anne's Comic-Con with your host, Collector's Confessions. Let's take a look at... Wait, there's a line? Let's take a look inside.
Brian's buying Bucky O'Hara.
I'm not gonna buy.
Yes, you are. Nick is here.
Third Dogman sold. Third Dogman sold. Third Dogman.
Oh, Dogman, you're blowing
Here's
through those.
advice for everyone. Kids don't read superhero comics. They read Dogman comics. They read Captain Underpants, and they read Bluey, Wings of Fire, and Mr. Wolf's Class. That's what children read.
More importantly, Nick.
This is for adult children like myself. Greatest comic ever. But it's for adult children. The Crisis. That's for adult children. And free comic book day comic. Those are on our table.
You're giving. Nick's making his second appearance on the show.
Yeah?
Did you hear him yell at me last time?
No.
He yelled at me. I didn't give him a countdown, and he yelled at me.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't give you a 3, 2, 1?
Did not.
Oh, that's very unprofessional.
I am. Thank you, Deadpool, for leading us in St. Anne's Comic Convention. This is our third year going.
Yep.
But this year was very different than previous years because Patrick Hickey took over the reins of running St. Anne's Comic-Con. You could check out the interview we had with Patrick. Patrick is the hardest working man in comic books, in our opinion. He runs a comic company called Legacy Comics. He writes. He organizes conventions. He's just all around good for the hobby and for Staten Island as a whole. We used to have tons of conventions here. Now we really are limited to 3 in the last year.
Yeah.
We attended all 3. This one is becoming our favorite one, not only on Staten Island, but around. It's really more of a community thing than it is a convention. A lot of kids, a lot of families. That's what we like to see. We like to see that the kids are getting involved, because a lot of the small conventions we go to are just us guys our age buying back issues. This one, they had so much stuff for other people. They had face painting. They had the t-shirt lady was making the t-shirts, and they had a lot of local creators that we were very fortunate enough to talk to. So this is not only going to be a haul video, we're going to take a full look inside of it. So before we get started, let's first look at our interview with Patrick Hickey.
Ready? Okay, so here we are with Patrick Hickey, organizer of the St. Anne's Comic Carnival. How we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I am exhausted, but we're here. We're here, and we got a nice crowd. So far so good.
So going off of our conversation from last time, do you like how it's looking?
Yes. I mean, as you guys can see, the displays of all the artists and stuff, that was not, we didn't have nearly as many independent artists as we did last year. There's a significant amount of long box people here as well. I mean, the raffles are awesome. The 50-50. I mean, I feel like it's just a much better con. I don't know how you guys feel. I think it's going to be even better next year. I'm a little disappointed that we had a couple of vendors no show, but that's going to be different tomorrow. But, overall, like I saw the line out the door when we got here. And this is supposed to be the slow day. So all is good so far.
And what are you selling here today for yourself?
A little bit of everything. We have the whole new lineup from Legacy Comics. We have all of our omnibus, and we have our new book, The Job, Dark Matches, which is a part of Comics Curing Cancer. So this is actually The Job Zero, and then all of the ash cans, and some of the proceeds go to Comics Curing Cancer. We also have our newest issue of Condry here, and that's the artist right there, Chris Booth. That's the variant cover. Nice. So we have the Condry Omnibus also, which is Condry 0 through 5, and then all of the spin-offs in there. We have our first book that we published, Aces Over Brooklyn. We have literally something for everyone. We have our best-selling comic, Midland Beach Turkey Ninjas, which is doing great today.
It's very Staten Island.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, we have the variant cover, which is a 1 of 100. So the only other place to get this besides this con is Jim Hanley's. And they are currently out of copies of it. So right now is the only place to get a copy. But we have literally something for everyone. Even our cards. We have our trading cards here. We have my daughter's comic, My Brother and the Ladybug. I mean, we literally have something for everyone today.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, man.
And we're going to go around. We're going to talk to a few more people and see what we can pick up.
Yeah, man. I hope you guys have a great time. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting us.
Patrick really is a good guy in the comic book community. If you have a chance, check out Legacy Comics online. Buy a couple of his books. When you see our haul, we have a couple of books from him. Yeah. So Brian not only talked to Patrick, who writes a lot of the books, he also talked to Chris Booth, who is the artist on a bunch of the books. And Brian actually, this is a very short snippet of the conversation. He ended up talking to Chris for quite a while.
Yeah, we had a lot. It turned out we had a lot in common.
And it was.
Hey, I'm here with Chris Booth, artist at Legacy Comics.
Hello.
Nice to see you. What have you got for us today?
So we have a bunch of different comic books here from Legacy. Legacy is a Brooklyn-based and Staten Island-based comic book company. I guess I live in Manhattan, so it's a Manhattan-based company as well. And I'm the artist on Door Slash.
I really like that cover.
Oh, thank you so much. I kind of based it off of, we're sort of the same age. If you remember the Evil Dead 2 VHS cover.
Oh boy, do I ever.
Yeah. So based off of that. And then, Patrick and I did a one shot for an off-Broadway, play called Lone Star. And that's the one shot. We actually had a billboard in Times Square of this comic, and it's the lead character of the play. It's his backstory in Vietnam. Got the Cannibal and the Causeway, which if you remember that story about the guy who took bath salts and ate people, that's comic book based off of that. We've got the one shot Young Condry, which is based off the Condry book. It's the origin of Condry. Probably one of my favorite covers I've ever, drawn. Then we've got Condry 6, both the regular cover and the variant cover. And this is continuing the story of Condry. And the Condry character is a little bit like a Punisher, Daredevil, Frank Miller style 80s throwback. And so we actually have drawn the comic book to kind of look like an old 80s comic book.
I was going to say some of the work is fantastic. You can see some of the, I like the, this is Grand Theft Auto kind of, influence here. Yeah. It's great stuff. Well, thanks for talking to us. Appreciate it. We find you guys, where are you guys online again?
LegacyComics.com.
LegacyComics.com.
Okay.
Comics with an X.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You know, then that's what this convention had a very different feel than most conventions we go to. It was. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, what I liked about it is very reflective of the community.
Yes.
And more than just watching this for like, oh, what comics did they get or what was the convention like, I would look at this more as like, hey, if you want to do something like this in your community, it would probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
Because you never know the kind of talent and interesting people that are in this hobby around you unless you meet in this way. And that's what I liked about all this.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And if you do one of these in your community, let us know, invite us. We'll come down.
Yeah, we'll come.
100% we'll come.
Unless you're really far away and it's very expensive to get on a
Well,
plane.
we did travel to Alaska looking for a comic shop, so
you did.
you never know. We can go anywhere. Look, you pay our way. We'll go anywhere you want.
Yep.
We'll come. We'll promote. We'll help you out. But no, this was a good one. One of the better people there that we know for many, many, many years. Our favorite comic shop owner, our comic dealer, our comic guru, Nick from JHU was there.
And Gore.
Was shopping. He wasn't working.
Right.
So Brian sat and talked to Nick for a little while. Let's see what Nick has to say. He has a very interesting look on the comic book industry right now and what you should be buying that you're probably missing right now. This is important.
Yeah.
Watch this interview.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm here with Nick from JHU.
How you doing, Brian?
Not bad, not bad. What do you got for us today? Like, what's the best thing you brought with you today?
Best thing we brought today at a kids con would be Dogman, because that's what they read. Dogman. They read Dogman. They read Captain Underpants. They read Bluey. They read Diary of a Wimpy Kid. The Scholastic line of comic books. Every kid in America goes to school and they get the Scholastic Book Fair comes. And it's been happening since we were kids. I used to get Sergio Aragonés books. Now they get graphic novels. It's a wonderful time to be alive.
Yeah, I always used to look for like the paperback Mad collections, you know, like the paperback.
Sergio, I have my Sergio ones from when I was a child. Absolutely.
Mine was always like, my go-to was always Spy vs. Spy.
Oh, so wonderful. So wonderful.
How do you feel about this all turning out?
Oh, it's great. I mean, listen, Staten Island's a wonderful place to live and grow up. And the fact that they have Comic-Con, they didn't have Comic-Cons when we were kids. They didn't have groups of people bringing comics and graphic novels and toys and comic creators and people who've made, professional comics. It's really a great thing to have locally. So we're really happy to be here and happy to be in the turnout. After being on the island for 40 years now, sometimes someone goes, I didn't know you guys existed. And you get shocked and you go, how did that happen? And you go, oh yeah, you got to go out there. So we're happy to be out here.
Well, it's great. It's great to see you here. And we will be doing a profile of JHU very, very soon, I think.
Ooh, and we'll be having another box sale soon. I hope you all watched the box sale video. Loads of fun. So all the stuff that Chad got for way too cheap. And you could be you. See you next time.
Just one quick thing before we go. Where can people who aren't around here find you guys online?
Oh my God. JXUcomicbooks.com. JXU Comic Books on all the socials. We have an eBay store and we have a wonderful store at 299B Newdorp Lane here on Staten Island.
Great. Thanks again.
Good talking to you, fellas.
So not only were we chatting with creators and Nick, our favorite comic shop guy, we actually looked at some stuff too, and Brian found, and I'm very disappointed he didn't buy it, he found a Bucky O'Hara set of figures.
There's a bunch of them there, yeah. I was close to it, but then, again, there's always the, what am I doing with this? Where's it going right now?
He didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, but you know what? There's always another
He's going to regret it.
There's always a collector's flea market.
We never see those Bucky O'Hara figures.
It's true, and they were in package.
And, they were in nice condition, and they were not expensive.
I just like the way they look. I have no idea of the property. I never saw the cartoon. But I actually like the way those characters look.
Yeah, and that was what was good about this convention is there was a lot of mix of toys and comic books. There was one Funko guy who recently opened a store. We're hoping we could get to chat with him at some point down the road. But there was a lot of stuff like I've never seen before at a convention.
Some of those busts they had.
Yeah,
they had Alex Ross Wolverine bust.
They had a great table with all of these statues, and they had a guy had a Superman table with a lot of really rare Superman comic
old
books.
Silver Age Superman.
It was a nice mix of toys, comics, which we haven't seen a lot lately. We've gone to some convention, we expect it to be comic, and it turns out that it's filled with toys and it's kind of disappointing, but this one was perfectly matched.
Yeah, it was a nice mix.
And there was a lot of, as we said earlier, there was a lot of really cool creators there who, you know, were willing to sit and chat with us, and we talked to a bunch of people. Here is Dan Gottlieb was a very interesting one. He's involved in some Marvel movies, and he's working on a Transformer comic book right now. So here's Brian's interview with Dan Gottlieb.
Hey, I'm here with Dan Gottlieb, artist.
Hello there. Nice to meet you.
So what are we pushing today?
Pushing? Make it sound like it's something bad or something.
I've been collecting comics since I was 4, so there is an addiction quality to it.
You're not wrong. Well, I'm revealing some of my new work today. A lot of new Transformers art. I'm also showing people my brand new ash can for a book coming out later in the year called The Cosmic Misadventures of Galaxy Star, which the best way to describe it is a 70s flair with 90s sensibilities and a futuristic twist.
Oh, it looks great.
Thank you. It's going to be published by Red Anvil, and we're bringing back the old format of ash cans to show people a little preview of what the book will be like.
Very cool. What else you got going here? We got this, and I see you did some illustrations here.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, a lot of the stuff that I have is a lot of my comic book work, but funny enough, the stuff I've been doing is not as exciting. I'm mostly working with Chevrolet doing designer tiles. But I've written a book recently, and I'm going to have new works published in the commemorative series Classics Illustrated of Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, and the Frankenstein just came out, so I did pieces for that as well.
Oh, that sounds great. So where can people find you online?
They can go to my website, either www.theartofdangottlieb.com, or, funny enough, my TikTok is actually exploding. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason I'm popular there, because I just talk about the stupidest things possible.
It sounds great, though.
It is what it is. I don't take myself seriously, and nobody should when they're on there.
Right. It's comics. It's supposed to be fun.
It can be. It can also be exhausting.
True.
You know, so. But yeah, my most recent pieces, which actually aren't here, I'll be doing TF Con in November, and I'm featuring, because again, they're unfortunately getting up there, two very fantastic pieces of Frank Welker and Peter Cullen, because they will be there at TF Con, so I hope to get them signed off for people while they're there.
Very nice. Optimus and Megatron.
You had to think about it?
Very
the
cool.
nerve.
Very cool. I know I stuck on the name. Do you believe it? Well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you for your time.
Have a great day.
You as well.
Okay.
He said a lot more off camera that we're not allowed to talk about, stuff that he's working on, stuff that's coming up. So keep an eye out for Dan Gottlieb's work. He was just going to be traveling to hang out at the Marvel Studios.
Yeah, he's going over to Pinewood.
There you go.
In London to do some costume design work. Yep.
He couldn't say what he was on, and he gave us some behind the scenes stuff off the thing.
Little gossip.
There you go.
Gossip
about
behind the scenes.
How nice Brie Larson is, and how not so nice Wesley Snipes probably was. One of my favorite people that we spoke to, local Staten Island guy, runs a comic book company. It's called Dividend District Studios. It's Shawn McArthur and his wife Jody, and they're Staten Island based, and he's working on a couple of different comic books. He was really cool. Hopefully we can have him on for a longer interview. Really, it's great to meet people in the community that we didn't really know about before this convention. So here's a quick chat with Shawn McArthur.
All right, I'm here with Shawn McArthur, artist.
Hi, how's it going, everybody? My name is Shawn McArthur. I'm happy to be here. And this is my wife, Jody. And we're Divided District Studios, a comic book company from Staten Island, New York. We make our own books.
So what do we got selling today? We've got...
So today we're selling some of our comic books, issue 1s and 2 of Home and Worlds Beyond and Euphoria. Do you mind if you want me to hold it?
Right ahead.
This is very professional. All right. So we have issues 1 and 2 of Home and Worlds Beyond and Euphoria. And then we also have some sketch cards right here. Ernest. And then we also have some medium sketch cards right here. I mean, large sketch cards. We have medium sketch cards. These are for sale. And then we got sketch covers. So we got a bunch of traditional work going on today. Not so much prints this time around. And right now I'm working on the store piece, as you can see.
Right, so where can people find you online?
All right, so you can find me at Sketch School, Shawn, Sketch School _ Shawn on IG, and also Divided District Studios. You can also find me on Whatnot as Shawn _ McArthur and also TikTok, same name.
Cool. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
So we also did buy stuff. There will be a haul at the end of this, and also stay tuned to them. We're going to announce the winner of our last giveaway, which was the stack of comic books from which convention was that? That was from when I bought the box from Jim Hanley's Universe.
Oh, yeah.
So we will be announcing the winner at the end of this episode. So make sure you stick around. It could be you. There were a lot of entries. It was our biggest giveaway entry so far. So stay tuned. We talked to a couple of smaller creators, some guys who work independently. Cristian Santos, not the one that we've talked to before.
A different
Cristian Santos. I'm hoping the two of them meet one day. That was my whole thing. So
no. I'm worried that it's like Back to the Future.
It's a multiverse. So the multiverse, Cristian Santos.
They shake hands, the universe just ends.
They're actually the same person, but just from different.
Right.
They crossed over, right? So here's a quick chat with Cristian Santos.
Okay, here we are with Cristian Santos. Hey, Cristian.
How you guys doing? Like I said, my name is Cristian Santos. I'm the creator of Forever Night, what you can see right here. I'm a freelance independent artist out of New York City, Washington Heights, and Harlem, mostly Dykeman Street to be exact. And this is all my art you can see here. Thank you. All those prints are basically dedicated to Forever Night also. Well, basically they can find me Chris Scribbles without the H, because I don't use the H, at IG. Chris Scribbles. And Cristian Santos on Facebook. Thank you.
You do commissions too?
Yes, I do. This stuff is this is my traditional art. As you can see, one of a kind.
Yep.
These right here are all traditional. This also. If you see that invincible piece, traditional art.
Very good. That is one of the best comic series ever.
Yes, it's one of my favorite independent titles. Probably my favorite, if not. Yeah, if I think about it, Invincible is my favorite independent title.
Yeah, it's great.
Besides my own. So, yeah.
Well, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. I'll look you online. Thank you so much.
Brian also talked with another creator who he had a lot of really cool artwork on his table, Josh Moreira.
Yep.
Josh is a wrestling fan, so
you got a lot. Yeah,
we chatted wrestling after the interview. Me and him, chatted wrestling for a little bit. Brian is clueless when it comes to wrestling, as you've seen from other episodes. So here's Brian's talk with Josh about comics, not wrestling.
Hey, now I'm here with Josh Moreira.
Hey, how's it going?
So, what do we got today? What are we selling?
Mostly fan art. Usually the drawings that I've done myself. I usually just do the originals, and then when I make copies of it, and that's what I sell.
Very nice. And I noticed this.
You have a Batman over here listed as last one. Is that selling a lot?
That one, but the one that's been selling the most is probably the Spider-Verse one.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I like that. Very good. Very good. So where can people find you online?
They can find me at jmpunk321, mostly on Instagram. On Facebook, you can find me at Josh Moreira Art. That's my full name right there. You can find me there.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
Good luck today.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right, so
actually, it just occurred to me, we could do a spin-off series from our show called Brian Learns Wrestling.
That's a good one. And I'll teach you about wrestling.
And we just figure out how all this works.
We interview people, we know Patrick has interviewed many wrestlers.
That's true.
He can hook us up, and we could go and chat with some wrestlers, and we can introduce you to different terms.
Right.
That's a good idea. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Collector's Confessions presents
Possibly.
Brian Learns Wrestling. So we did buy stuff. There is a haul. And Brian bought very little, and I bought very much. So let's get into our haul.
Yeah. Well, just to maybe connect with some of you guys out there, and you maybe see what I'm saying here is, right now my collection is in flux meaning I have to organize and I got to figure out what I need. So the reason I didn't buy a lot at this convention, there was a lot to get, but I just didn't know where I was going with everything. So what I basically stuck to was mostly the local artists and creators that, with one exception, that we interviewed along the way. Yeah. So you want me to start?
Sure.
Okay. Well, one of the legacy comics that I picked up because of Staten Island is Midland Beach Turkey Ninjas.
We have a turkey infestation on Staten Island right now.
This is something you may be surprised at if you've never been to Staten Island. We have so many wild turkeys.
And they're mean.
They're everywhere. And they are mean. They can be very aggressive.
They will attack your car.
Yes. We in my neighborhood we always have at least 3 wandering family groups that are walking around, and the males are gigantic.
Yeah, we have a couple that goes outside our house.
So it's a little known fact, Staten Island, we have a ton of wild turkeys.
And you may not have known, they sleep in trees, and it's frightening to see 50 turkeys in a tree. It's like horror movie scary. I had no idea they slept in trees.
Yeah, so I picked up this comic that's about Staten Island's turkey infestation. And I like the cover so much, I'm thinking I might frame it and put it up down in my basement.
And Patrick Hickey wrote that, right? That's Patrick?
Yeah, this is written by Patrick and illustrated by Adams and coloring by Benfield, looks like.
I think you should get a tattoo of that. That should be your first tattoo.
Right on my chest.
Right on your chest.
Staten Island wild turkey.
All right, we got...
I love these first... Oh.
These I'm going to do. We got some free comics when we walked in. So free comic book day, and these are the Midtown exclusive. So they're rarer than regular free comic day because they are Midtown exclusive. And as we walked in, it was only $5 to get in, and you know how we feel about paying to get in. We love when the price is like $5. That's ideal for families.
Absolutely.
And for, you know, if you have 4 kids, and kids were free. So if it was you and your wife went, it cost you $10 and your kids were in for free, definitely worth it. These were given away to you for free, so you got something for your money. Very, very, very nicely done by Patrick and by St. Anne's. Great thing. I also bought what Brian was mentioning. I bought...
Oh, yeah, sorry about
I like these.
That's great. I love them.
I never see these, and that's one of the reasons why I love conventions, is because when you go to a convention, you find stuff that you've never seen before. This is something I have never seen before. And I know you can search online and you can look for stuff that way, but you're never going to get it's in color.
I didn't realize the interior was in color.
I mean, this is awesome.
That's really cool.
And it was $1.
They're reprints of Fantastic Four stories.
Reprints of Fantastic Four stories. And I bought
pocketbook
this
size.
one. It's reprint of Detective Comics. This was a little bit more expensive. It was $2.
Oh.
But these are, I think these are great.
They're great little artifacts to have in your collection.
Anytime I see these, I'm going to buy them. They're absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
$3 for these.
That's great.
Perfect.
Yeah. I think from the same guy you got those last year, I got the Neil Adams book about how to write comics.
Yeah.
It was Danny O'Neill, not Neil Adams.
Superman guy.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, cool little book about comics.
What'd you get?
Again, we're back to Legacy. This is another one written by Patrick Hickey. This was illustrated by Chris Booth. This is called Door Slash, and it's about a serial killer who is a DoorDash delivery guy,
right?
Who shows up and kills people when they order food, which you think it might be easy to catch.
Oh, that's
him,
a great concept,
right? And I bought it really just on the basis of this cover. I love the cover. Again, it might be something that gets framed and goes in my little comic cave downstairs.
Well, we have problems with turkeys. We have problems with that too. Is there a murdering DoorDash guy?
This actually is a connection to another series they put out from Legacy called Condry.
Okay.
So this is a little bit of a spin-off from Condry.
Very good.
Yeah.
Just check out Legacy Comics. They got some really cool stuff going on right now.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And for the first time ever, this rarely ever happens, Brian and I bought the same title.
Yeah. I got the variant cover for number 1.
I got 0. And this is from Afrim Gjonbala, right?
Gjonbala.
Gjonbala. And we interviewed him too. So we bought the comic and we did an interview with him. So let's look at the interview right now.
Hey, I'm here with Afrim Gjonbala. What do you got for us today?
He nailed it. That was great. First go. So I have my comic, The Legend of the Night Owl, which is basically a love letter to my mother. I wrote it. Kieran X. Quinn did the art. It's like if you ever watched The Warriors or played Streets of Rage, it takes place in modern day. If the world was like that, streets of Brooklyn, my mom in the window, drinking coffee, looking out at the neighborhood like she does in real life. But what you find out is that she is a recently unretired vigilante with a shadowy past that's addicted to coffee. So if it's the old Albanian lady in your neighborhood that walks around to the grocery store, you imagine her throwing spin kicks, turning her cane into nunchucks. That's why we got these here.
That is such a great idea. By the way, did you notice the way he lit up behind the camera for the Warriors?
Go ahead. You like switch it up?
All right. So we do a lot of these interviews. So we get a lot of like big name comic creators have been on our show. And every time we get one on, I pitch to them, do a Warriors comic, continue it from where it left off at the end of the movie. So I'm waiting for someone. So you are a Warrior. You are the guy who is going to bring me the Warriors.
I want it. I'm down. So I love it. I got ideas. Yeah. So, senior editor at Legacy Comics, working with Patrick Hickey Jr., hardest working man in show business. This guy is like, somehow he's like 5 people in one. And I'm not talking about his height and weight. I just mean like his output and his ability to work. So, he gave me the opportunity to put this out. I'm infinitely grateful about that. And, I just love this story. This is a 1 in 100, variant cover of #1, kind of, a little bit of an homage to Warriors / Streets of Rage or Double Dragon, if you've ever played those types of, side scroller beat 'em ups. It's really the world of the late 70s, early 80s, but jacked up on, beep and steroids. Okay. Cocaine and steroids, basically. Yeah. So I grew up watching, 80s action movies and martial arts movies. So this is like literally dripping with that type of energy. But the protagonist of the story is an elderly Albanian woman who, like I said, has a shadowy past and is addicted to coffee.
That's absolutely fantastic. So we just interviewed Patrick on our show. And now I'm going to tell Patrick to get the rights to the Warriors so that you can write it, because I've been trying.
I got some ideas. I won't share them here, but I'm a huge fan. Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to us, and hopefully we get this done.
Thanks. Yeah.
And as you see in the interview, it's the first time we ever switched places in the interview.
Based on something somebody said.
Based on something he said. You guys know I'm a big Warriors fan, and Afrim, I think, is the best person to take the Warriors to the next level, and we need Patrick to get the license for it.
There's what he talked about with the vigilante. There's the little old vigilante lady. This is supposed to look like a side-scroll video game.
It's his mom as a vigilante.
His mom, yeah.
How cool is that?
And all the gang members that she beat up.
You can buy this ask your local comic shop to get it, or you can buy it at Legacy Comics with an X at the end.
Yep.
I mean, this is awesome, and mine came with a collectible card too. Mm-hmm. So we rarely ever buy. You guys have been watching. You know, we rarely ever buy the same stuff. We bought the same thing.
Because again, the Warrior point sold us.
He got me with the Warrior.
How much fun does a comic about a little old lady who used to be a vigilante coming out of retirement to clean up her neighborhood? I mean, it's just fantastic.
And Afrim's not only a comic book guy, he's also an actor too, and he's appeared in some things. He was in the TV show FBI,
nice
TV show Dead Ringer, and he played a thug in Daredevil, the TV series.
Really?
So there you go.
Oh, right.
We might have him on again just to chat.
Yeah, just talk about a couple
other things. Mm-hmm. He was really cool to sit down and talk to.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. So, what else did you buy?
Oh, I've been a fan of this artist for a long time, and he's a Staten Island local. His name's Michael O'Shea, and here's his new book called Ancient Beasts. And I really, really like Michael's art style. I really like it. He draws dinosaurs and kaiju with this impressive amount of detail. And when I bought this, he was kind enough to do a little personalized sketch for me inside.
Oh, I thought that was on there. That's awesome.
No, he did that in gold marker while I was talking to him.
Oh, that's awesome.
But in the middle of a conversation about Godzilla, he drew that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? And, I mean, you just got to check out some of his work. Years back, when Comic Book Jones was still open, he had a signing there, and he had a book out then called Mesozoic. It was in black and white, and that was beautiful, and his work in color is even more beautiful.
And he's self-publishing?
Yeah, I believe these are self-published.
Where do we know where we can find it? Where can people?
We got to look for him online.
So look up Michael O'Shea.
I will get some stuff together, and we'll put some stuff maybe in the description.
We're going to try to get Michael on the show too.
So story and art by Michael O'Shea. Interior colors Nestor Radula. Front and back color covers Jose Esposito.
That's really cool.
Letters by Wes Locker.
Really cool.
It's just a story about dinosaurs and about a paleontologist who uncovers something about dinosaurs later that leads to a kind of mystery.
Really cool.
His work is absolutely gorgeous. And any of you bigger comic book companies out there, get this guy a job.
Yeah. Or if you know somebody, mention his name, because that art is
so
amazing.
very, very good.
It would have been great in that Jurassic League.
Yeah. Or
and we know who wrote that
even
too.
him to do like a variant cover for that.
Brian Bucciolato wrote that.
Yeah, I know. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that's your.
Yeah.
Oh no, you bought something else. So
yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't get to interview Michael because when we were doing our interviews, he wasn't at the table.
Yeah.
And then later on, we kind of got rushed out.
We got kind of stuck shopping then. Like,
well, yeah, there was that.
We squeezed in interviews, and then what we really do at conventions is we like to buy stuff at conventions.
But I would like to reach out to Michael and get him on the show at some point.
We will do that.
Yeah. He has some awesome opinions about Godzilla.
That's good to know.
And I only say they're awesome because they're perfectly in line with mine.
Okay, so you had kindred spirits there, so
yeah,
you're Godzilla guys.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Godzilla. Let's continue with the haul.
Okay.
We want to finish up? Or
I'll finish mine up. This is the last thing I have. I bought from JHU.
Detective Comics 27. Oh my God, how much did you spend for that?
This is actually a recent reprint.
It's from Batman Day.
Batman Day, yep. Detective Comics 27 is a reprint that DC put out. And the reason I picked, I don't buy a lot of reprints usually, but the reason I picked this one up, because again, I always call things like interesting artifacts to have, and this is definitely one of those. Because if you open up the inside,
I have it sitting somewhere. I bought it too.
If you open up the inside, it's reprinted onto paper.
Exactly.
That would have been used back in 1939.
It's an exact replica.
And it's an exact replica down to the paper that's used. So it has this brownish newsprint quality. It's just a cool thing.
I had a problem. I bought this too, and if you watch our live, we go live every Thursdays. I talked about this live. There's one thing I don't know what I'm going to do with this.
You know, it's big
because of that. This is a golden age size comic book.
Yeah,
and it had to add the old
ads on the back.
30s ads on it, right? This is from 1941, probably.
39.
Right? 39, yeah. 1930s, I'm right.
Yeah.
1939. This is amazing.
The most amazing thing about it, and again, I've read this before. I read Detective Comics 27 before, but this actually is the first time I've seen where they reprinted every part of it.
Same here.
And the fascinating thing about it is there's a text story. The comics used to be a much more varied experience. There's a Slam Bradley story in here by Siegel and Schuster. It's really interesting. And Batman only takes about 7 pages.
Very
the first
small.
Batman story is about like 7 pages long.
I think a lot of people don't realize that his first story is, and here's part of the first story.
Yeah, part of the first story.
Very small part of the story. Bob Kane and Bill Finger at their very best. But this one is I see a lot of these.
The Slam Bradley stories.
They go up like some of these go up in value. I think this one is going to go up in value just because it's an exact replica, and we don't get that. The past couple of years, it's been comic book sized down to what it is today. This is an exact replica. It was only $8, so compared to like 1.5 million, $8 is definitely manageable.
But yeah, it's again.
So that's why you didn't buy like much. You bought Detective Comics number 27. You couldn't afford to buy.
I couldn't afford to buy anything else. So yeah, this is just really cool. I really like things. like Joe Esposito in our interview said, I like things.
Yeah.
And this is a thing I like to have. So that's cool.
Check out our Joe Esposito, Sean Gorman, the pedestrian. We just chatted with them. So my haul is a little bit bigger than Brian's haul, as it often is. I'm calling myself the Michael Jordan of comic book collecting. First one is, this was actually
Thinking big buckets.
A gift from friend of the show, Keith.
Oh, that's nice.
He gave me Flash number 1. This is Key number 1. This is actually the graphite exclusive one. I'm going to try to get Jeff Johnson to sign this at New York Comic Con. This is the first full appearance of Thomas Wayne. So this is the first Key. A lot of keys, and I bought a lot of dollar. I went through a lot of dollar bins. So the good thing about St. Anne's was a lot of comic book vendors with some real high quality stuff, and then there was a lot of dollar bin stuff that had quality in it. So I did well both. I kind of split between buying a couple of more expensive books and a bunch of dollar bin books. So continue my JLA run, JLA 78. I need a couple more of these. I guess I got really upset when I finished the Justice League of America run, the second one. I needed to start something else, so I'm going to try to finish JLA. This one, Nick from JHU, we were going through dollar bins together, and he threw this and was like, you'll really like this, pick it up. This is Key number 2. It's the first appearance of Hive. It's Action Comics number 513.
Nice.
And he often does this to me in the store. I'll throw a comic, say, you're going to like this, just, buy it. Adventure Comics number 320. It's a early Superman 15 center. This is key number 3. First appearance of Radiation Boy. Superboy meets up with the Legion of Superheroes. Early meetup of the two. Listen, if I could find these in a dollar bin, I will buy them every. You get these 15-cent old Supermans, I'll buy them every time.
I have often talked about
every
my love
single time
of the Silver Age Superman covers. They're just a great thing to have.
$3.96. It's a Supergirl cover, Adventure Comics. Again, same thing. Dollar bin. How do I say no? This was from, there was a dealer who had like tons of Superman stuff.
Lots of Superman stuff.
And he had dollar bins of old Superman that included Adventure Comics, included Lois Lane 67, Lois Lane 118. A lot of weird stories in the Lois Lane comics, what puts her in. Also, he also had Jimmy Olsen, and you guys know I love Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen 60. These are all dollar bins. 12 centers in the dollar bin.
Yep.
I can't believe they were still there. Jimmy Olsen 107. This just tells you should be going to St. Anne's next time it comes around.
Yeah.
Jimmy Olsen, this is an interesting cover, 125. He's taking Superman's tears. Not sure why.
Again, the covers.
Jimmy
the covers
Olsen,
are just great.
126. They find Superman. Jimmy Olsen's on the moon for some reason. And he finds Superman.
But why wouldn't he be?
All right. Jimmy Olsen 129. This was one of my big books. Jimmy Olsen 133. This is key number 4. This is DC's Jack Kirby's first work at DC.
Oh.
This is the issue before the first appearance of Darkseid, which he had the first appearance of Darkseid, and the guy who I bought a lot of these dollar comics from bought it for just $40. And I wish I would have seen it. I would have definitely purchased it for $40.
This is beautiful.
World's Finest, which was the first Batman Superman team up. This is issue 189. These have some. You ever look at some of the World's Finest covers, Brian? These have some.
Oh, they're great.
Crazy covers.
Great
man.
covers. This I just noticed down here, introducing the Newsboy Legion. That was a group of characters that Kirby created over at DC.
I saw this and the price was right. This is a great price for that. This was only $25. World's Finest 190. Another interesting cover. They always had. If you ever, World's Finest had some really weird villains that only appear in one issue of World's Finest. And then this was my favorite one, even though it wasn't a 12 or 50 cent. I loved the cover. World's Finest 206. Look, that is some strange futuristic Batman and Superman.
Yeah, that's really weird.
This is a giant size, probably has 3 or 4 stories in it.
Just not to interrupt too much, but I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
That ad on the back for the Aurora models, fantastic. Anybody out there like those old monster kits from Aurora? Great ads on there.
And that's these old comics are good. I bought a bunch of. That was all my DC. Now I bought some Marvel stuff from the Dolmens just to fill in. Alpha Flight 102. This is key number 5. It's the first appearance of Weapon Omega.
Nice.
El Diablo.
El Diablo.
Thor 426. Filling in the Thor run. Thor 446. I like that they had, these weird enemy villains. Hulk 274. Just restarted collecting Hulk. Rom 30.
Love this comic.
I've never bought Rom before, but since I bought a bunch at the sale at JHU Comics, I'm going to try to finish it. I love this cover.
I'm very jealous.
This is a
I'm very jealous of this one.
From the Dollar Bin. Adventure of Planet of the Apes, number 8, Gil Kane cover.
No,
these covers are awesome.
I recently picked up, and I'll probably do a longer video on this, but I picked up Gil Kane's work on the Captain Action.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Real good stuff.
Mad Dog number 1. No idea what this is. It's a Marvel, but it also says Ace Comics on there. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, no, that's interesting.
It has double back and front cover. I saw it, thought it was different, picked it up, and then I bought a really big run of Avengers West Coast.
Yeah.
Even though these issues, as Nick from JHU said as we were buying them, not the greatest issues, but I got to finish the run, so let's go. Avengers West Coast 70. 71. This is key number 5. This is first appearance of Kane and Pele.
Key and Peele?
That's Pele.
Oh, okay.
No idea who that is.
Right, like Pele, the soccer player.
They're the Pacific Overlords, is a group that they fight in this.
All right.
72, which is key number 6, first appearance of Eruzum and Cybertooth, also Pacific Overlords. Can't wait to read it. 74, 75, 76, 77. These were in the dollar bin, but I got a deal on them even after the fact. So I bought a whole bunch of Fantastic Four from him too, as you'll see. He gave me a huge deal on, like, this was ridiculous how cheap these were. 80, 81, 83, 84, key number 7. This is Julie Carpenter Spider-Woman origin. That's her.
Oh yeah.
Not the original one.
Not Jessica Drew.
Not Jessica Drew. 85, 86. I bought more Avengers West Coast than anyone ever has at one time. 92. I held the record now. I'm waiting for Guinness to send me the plaque. 95, 96. Brian has his Micronauts plaque.
Yep.
97, 98. There's a card in the middle, and I felt the card in the middle.
Nice.
99. And that's it. That's the run of, I bought a lot of Avengers West Coast. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it. Also bought a bunch of Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't even look for them myself. I was chatting with the guy who had dollar bins. As I was going through the dollar bins, Brian needs Avengers West Coast. Me, him, and Nick from JHU were talking, and Nick was saying how I'm a Fantastic Four fan, and he was going through his more expensive bins, pulling out Fantastic Four comics that I might like. He had his bins the way I liked them, not organized, so it forced me to look through everything. This is King Size Annual number 7. This is key number 8. This reprints issue 1.
Oh, okay.
So there you go, reprint of issue 1.
Nice.
One day I'll own. When this channel becomes big, subscribe, like, get me,
suggest to your friends, etc.
232, key number 9. This is John Byrne's first work on.
Oh, wow.
And he introduced El Diablo. Do you know why?
No.
Because the previous people who did them hated that they created that character.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Stan Lee and Jack Kirby did not like El Diablo. They thought that was a failed character. So it's basically John Byrne being John Byrne.
Being a pain in the ass to
let me
Jack
do one
Kirby
that you guys hate.
Nice.
238. This is key number 10. This is the first appearance of Aunt Petunia. And Doctor Doom is actually not in this issue, even though he's on the cover. It's sometimes surprising me how many friggin' key issues there are in the Fantastic Four run.
Well, yeah, Fantastic Four was just the big book for such a long time.
245. Key number 11. This is the first appearance of Avatar, who is actually Franklin Richards. But again, I don't look for keys. It's just there's so many.
You find them. Yeah.
253. And finally, Fantastic Four 413.
Got a little Doom 2099 tie-in.
That's exactly why I bought it, because of Doom 2099. So there's my haul.
There it is. Look at that.
There's my stack. So our final roundup of... Oh, actually, before we do the roundup, let's do the winner of the last giveaway. We'll spin the wheel now.
Here we go.
Winner. Wavy Wave 2, you are the winner. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Just email us at collectorsconfessions@gmail.com and we will send those comic books out to you on us.
Post haste.
We will have more giveaways, so make sure you subscribe, share with your friends. Our final review of St. Anne's new and improved comic convention. What do you think, Brian?
I enjoyed it. I had a good time talking to the creators. I liked meeting local talent. I think I picked up some cool local talent books. I really, especially the Michael O'Shea dinosaur book, I really like it. His art is great, and I want everyone out there to look for him.
Yeah, that's good. I think it reshaped how we're going to do our whole videos. We're going to spend a little bit more time at the convention, talking to vendors, talking to some of the creators, talking to the people who are running. And we love talking to Patrick, or just like in our previous ones, we like talking to John Costa, who runs our convention. We like getting a little bit behind the scenes, so we're going to get more into, we're going to lean more into that. We're going to continue our hauls. That's our favorite part. Spending money is.
But we've discovered we actually like talking to people.
We do. We do like talking to comic book people that have the same interests as we do. You know, hopefully at some point we will get the Warriors comic book off the ground.
And we'll be credited hopefully for that.
Yeah, well, I hope so. And maybe we will appear in some comic books down the road. So hopefully, definitely if you're in the area next year, check out St. Anne's Comic Con. Patrick may be working on some other things too, so we will be updating on what Patrick's working on and all the other great creators we talked to. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Love what you collect.
Collect what you love.
We'll see you next time.
We would be honored if you would join us.